Hi, I'm Dylan Little with the Mid-Continent Public Library, and welcome to the 2020 Veteran Salute Digital Commemoration. In December of 2019, the Veteran Salute Planning Committee committed to honoring the 70th anniversary of the start of the Korean War.
They've been involved in the program a lot longer than I've been around. The Korean War Veterans Association, they really were the core group.
Right.
And everything else was kind of built off of them.
Their whole organization supported this event. Not that everybody else didn't, but they were such a huge voice in helping us.
We hope that you will join us as we turn our attention to the stories of a handful of Kansas City area Korean War veterans as they share their experiences in the service. So you make it over in, did you say 52, 53?
I got there in October 52.
When you got to the front lines, was combat like a part of that experience and a role?
You was susceptible. You stayed in the trench,
Yeah.
you stuck your head up, you're allowed to get shot with a sniper.
Yeah.
Sometimes it happened, sometimes it didn't.
Were there times of the day that were particularly...
One thing that they had over there that I don't know, most people I've never heard talk about, but they had these, they were real powerful searchlights. And they were mounted on top of the mountains way back behind the lines where their artillery couldn't reach them.
Yeah.
But they would shine over our heads and at the enemy's positions. And we had the benefit of the light. You spend on 3 hours on active duty out watching the trench. And you had to keep your eye on, because if they kept creeping up the hill, they'd get to where they'd toss a grenade in there. And that was a problem. There's never a dull moment, that's for sure.
Oh, I bet.
I think the war was over in North Korea and South Korea in 1954. But 1960 was just peacetime. I didn't do too much but support. But one day I took a Jeep and went and looked all over these mountains where it was pretty. It's like Utah.
Right.
And a sniper shot a bullet and missed my head 2 inches. I could have been dead. So.
Were you able to figure out where the sniper fire was coming from?
I didn't try to find out. I got in my Jeep and took off because I would have been dead. They don't care. They killed a lot of people in peacetime over there.
We had what they call comma wire. It's a real fine wire that we'd run along there, and we had telephone contact, I guess you could say. And that's how we got orders from each other, from the platoon sergeant right on down the line to us. One of the favorite tricks of the communists was they'd infiltrate the lines. They'd find these lines and they'd snip them. And then they'd hide a sniper up there in the woods, and then when you come out to fix the line, then they'd start shooting at us.
When I enlisted in the Air Force, the only thing I had in basic of clothes that would indicate I was Air Force was a collar button that had a propeller on it. Everything else was khakis, had brown shoes. You know, the Air Force had just been 47, been started, and they hadn't even decided what color what the clothes would look like or anything. And I was over in Japan before I got my blues issue, my actual Air Force color clothes.
In the 18 months, you get there and it's steaming hot. In the wintertime, what type of weather did you?
Froze your ass off. It was known as the Frozen Chosen. The Chosen Valley, the Chosen Reservoir, our troops had a terrible time up there in the winter. They'd freeze their ass off.
Earlier you said the names of the different, did you say Sandcastle Hill and then Pillow?
It's a mountain, and Sandcastle is what it was called.
Yeah.
And the Punch Bowl.
So you would go from Sandcastle to the Punch Bowl? Or those were the bunkers that you were rotating?
They're all in between. There's continuous. I don't know if you've ever heard of Heartbreak Ridge, Pork Chop Hill, all of those. They're all mountain ridges along the line. Each one of them has its own history, I guess you'd call it. And there were some pretty bloody battles on them. I know this is the ridge on the Punch Bowl. This is up on the ridge, and you're looking across the valley on the Punch Bowl, and this is a mountain range on the other side.
Was there heavier fighting at either one of those locations?
Not as publicized as Heartbreak Ridge and Fort Chop Hill and all that. Mainly, I guess, because we didn't lose as many men